Shout out to Coco 2005 for sending me this story. And this story is coming out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And, well, it says this woman right here by the name of Martha Crouch and her husband, Timothy, abused their children and boiled puppies to death in front of their kids. When I saw that line right there, I immediately thought of the movie Fatal Attraction. If y'all remember that scene where Glenn Close's character had put the bunny inside the boiling pot and boiled the bunny to death. That was a pretty gruesome scene, especially for a movie that came out at that time. That is exactly what this reminds me of. And what's so crazy, the thing that really stands out to me is the fact that this woman is hooked up to an oxygen machine and she's that damn toxic. And her husband looked like a bear. Let's go ahead and get into it. A woman beat and tortured at least some of her 15 children and forced them to watch as she brutally killed their pets. I would like to know, and this is just a rhetorical question, is Peter going to get involved with this? It says, authorities said in New Mexico, the latest place where the woman and her husband had been subject of complaints. So it sounds like to me they rotated around. Martha Crouch and her husband, Timothy of Aztec, New Mexico, were arrested Monday following interviews with a number of their adult and young children living in different states. It was not immediately clear if all the allegations made by the children had been verified by authorities. State officials say documents also point to prior complaints involving the couple in Missouri, Alaska, Kansas, and Montana. Martha Crouch, age 53, was charged with abuse and extreme cruelty to animals. Timothy Crouch, age 57, facing an obstruction charge. The couple has yet to be assigned public defenders. They are due in court Wednesday. The San Juan County Sheriff's Office began an investigation following the arrest of one of the couple's adult children on a charge of assault with a deadly weapon. Detectives say they uncovered false allegations that two sons beat another brother to death and kidnapped a sister, but heard other claims of abuse, torture, and extreme animal cruelty. So this is just a family full of horrors that pretty much stem from the abuse that these two have handed to their children, especially the mother. One teen daughter told authorities of physical and emotional abuse that had gotten so bad that two of her older siblings took her from New Mexico to Arizona to keep her safe. The teen said after one of their dogs had puppies, the mother took the puppies and put them into a giant pot and boiled them, making all the kids watch. The girl told investigators the mother also fed a kitten poison. She said she was hit by her mother with a plastic-looking spatula for questioning why she wasn't allowed to go to school. Another, whose age also wasn't disclosed, said she got pregnant at 14 and her mother beat her until she had a miscarriage. God damn. This family, well, this mother in particular, is straight up insane. Another daughter told authorities she was kept in a fat chain for 3 years while the family lived in Alaska because her mother thought she was overweight. A son told detectives he was beaten, shot, stabbed, and run over by his parents and had BBs still inside his arm from when the mother shot him with a shotgun. He said New Mexico child welfare investigators recently came to the house to look into the allegations of educational neglect, but the mother loaded up the 3 younger children in a car and took them to the Navajo Dam to avoid them being spotted. The children told detectives the family had lived in a number of places over the years, and every time authorities questioned the parents' activities, they fled to a new place. Deanna Taylor, an investigator with the New Mexico Children Youth Families Department, says she received numbers of pages of reports from other social service agencies in several other states, including Alaska, Kansas, Missouri, and Montana. It is not clear what types of allegations were made against the couple in those states and whether any action was taken against them. Court records show Timothy Crouch pleaded no contest to a theft charge in 1999 in Alaska. A forgery charge in Alaska also was dismissed that year. Court records show the family had at least one other recent encounter with authorities. San Juan County officials cited Timothy Crouch in May with illegally burning trash. Court records also show that county authorities' initial investigation into into an assault by an adult son at the family's home on May 30th came after several brothers said they had been arguing over food. The son, a 31-year-old named Timothy Crouch, was accused of pointing a gun at 3 of his brothers, saying that he would shoot them. One of the 3 said the fight started because he was allergic to beef and could not eat hot dogs, an affidavit for arrest warrant said. A sister told a deputy there were guns located throughout the house. Authorities also reported finding the body of a dog buried in the backyard that was shot as a punishment to the children. Wow. I can honestly say that I am not making any of what I just read up. This has got to be one of the most dysfunctional families in the establishment. Like, it's almost like I said, the insanity started with the parents and it started to trickle down there. That's how you know you can mentally beat something into people. Like, they were beating the kids, shooting the kids, stabbing the kids, putting them in fat chains, boiling their puppies, and a host of other things. And, it's probably way more to it as well, but that's just what they put out there. And to be honest, that was more than enough. Because it's like, if you start to go down the line of every last one of their children, and that daughter, she was lucky to have gotten away, and and was able to be taken in by at least some people who were sane. But this mother right here gives precious mother, Monique's character, a run for her money, and not only that, because she's a real person. And I still stuck on the fact that this heifer is connected to an oxygen tank, and she was still doing all of this. And they too fled and went to multiple places when people were onto them. It kind of reminds you of Devontae Hart and his siblings with those 2 bitches that were involved with his death, and I should say in their death. They kept fleeing from place to place to place to avoid I guess you could say welfare checks. Not that particular welfare, but you know what I mean. The checking of the welfare of a child. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this rather wild and disturbing story down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you in the next one.